So, we're back with another episode of Dallas. Let's get into this retro review.
Ain't it obvious? I just got the check for depositing. $750 for the sound wave to get it processed. Won't stop till that shit weighing down my pockets. My main things to my main thing, she a blossom. When she ease the pain with the brain, she a doctor. She open up anything thicker than the plot gets. Swear that shit is awesome. Sight for the optics. Young nigga on top. Nike's all I'm rocking, so that all they see is checks from where the head to where the socks fit. No logo on the bifocal, flicking old roach tips. Won't even show my face until all the shows book. Need the cash in advance, leave them all social. I'm the guy they chosen. Rise up like the rose and put them on a poster. All the way up in the sky where the stars posted. Sip it on that rose, I put it down on coasters. Stack francs from the waves till I own the ocean. More praises for the sayings, let it all soak in. They like, hey, that shit is flame, bitch, I know I rode. They going tight, dumb.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is EBBIE with EBBIE Reviews, and this is going to be my retro review of Dallas Season 1, Episode 2, and this one was called Lessons. So we start with Lucy, little ridiculous ass, riding a horse to go get the mail. And she's going to get the mail because the letters are coming from the school saying her ass ain't going. So she looks for the letter, finds the letter from the school, sets the letter on fire. Child, like the school ain't got a telephone to call, girl. But okay, I guess. Bobby and Pam are in the barn, and he's teaching her how to ride. So Ray is taught, and Ray, the ranch hand that Daddy Ewan said in the last episode that he wants to take him to start taking Lucy to school because they know she's ditching. So Ray is walking up to the barn, and he's trying to put that off on one of the ranch hands. And Bobby tells him, no, my daddy told you to take her. He meant for you to take her. Y'all, my bun. Listen, there'll be a side note later on about my hair today and what happened. So, Bobby tells her to just take her to school. The family is having breakfast, and Daddy Ewing said he don't care if she likes to go into school. Her ass still needs to go. And I agree. JR tries throwing some shade at Pam, and she deflects it like one ching ching with her bracelets. She dodges and weaves and throws a little shade right back at him. So, Pam invites Sue Ellen to ride with her into Dallas, and she declines. Sue Ellen is still giving her the cold shoulder, I guess, in solidarity with her husband. Ray walks up to Pam, and Ray asks her, is Bobby trying to get him fired? And she was like, why would Bobby try to get you fired? And he was like, because we used to be a thing and blah, blah, blah. But she was like, Bobby don't give a damn about you. Bobby don't give no damn about you. As long as you do your job, you are fine. So, Miss Ellie talks to Pam about how she knows Lucy is spoiled and is skipping. But everybody is spoiling her in deference to the fact that her dad is nowhere to be found. They snatched her from her mama. So everybody gives her everything she wants, and that has turned her into a little monster. So Ray is in the car with Lucy, and he's trying to take her to school. But of course, Ray can't think with his big head. He only thinks with his little head. So when she starts patting his little head, they end up pulling off to the side of the road and having sex. I cannot. So, Sue Ellen and Miss Ellie drive off and leave Pam alone at the house when she gets a call from the school about Lucy not making it to school yet again. So Pam goes right up to the barn where they at, and she calls Ray Dale, and he was like, what do you need? And she was like, not you. You can exit left. I need to holler at Lucy. So, Bobby, we could then go to Bobby, who wants to talk to JR about his voting rights with the Cattle Association. His secretary puts him off, and she goes into JR's office, and she was like, your brother wants to talk to you about this voting rights in your pool. And JR puts him off until he can come up with a lie about why things move the way they move. So Pam and Lucy are at the school, and they meet Mr. Miller, who is like a guidance counselor, guidance counselor. I think he's the guidance counselor for her. He says he'll help her and he'll tutor her because math is the only class, even though she's been skipping all of this, math is the only class where she really needs help with. So he said he would tutor her. So Lucy is already in class, and so Mr. Miller and Pam go to the class and they look in on Lucy, and Lucy is literally holding court in the middle. Like, there's a bunch of desks surrounding this one table, and she's sitting on the table, and the desk is surrounded by boys, and she's flirting and talking crazy with all these little boys. I'd have snatched her ass so fast. As a mom, listen, Pam is not even nobody's mama, but I would have snatched that little girl ass up so fast from that fucking child. Listen. So, Pam picks up Lucy and tells her she bought her some clothes. This is where I would have knocked her the fuck out. So she's like, here, I bought you some new clothes for school. You know, we'll try them on, and if it doesn't fit, we'll alter it and stuff. This little raggedy motherfucker took the brand new clothes, I'm sure it was expensive, that this woman took the time out of to purchase you some clothes, and she threw it out the moving car window. Bitch, do you know you would have been out the window next? Do you? Look me in my eyes. Do y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Jesus, I'd have gone. Okay. But Pam ain't no punk, because she pulled the fuck over and made that bitch go out there and get them clothes off the side of the road. She sure did. Should have knocked her ass out, too. So Pam goes to speak to Ray and tells them if he is with Lucy again, she's telling all of them. She's telling Daddy Ewan, Bobby Ewan, JR Ewan. She's telling all the uncles and the granddaddy. And he said, why is she jealous? I'm not jealous. You're fucking a minor, you bastard. What the fuck is you? Okay. Bobby finds out that JR left for today and it's not coming home. Him and his wife are staying in town for the evening. And this is all to avoid Bobby, but Bobby doesn't know that just yet. So Lucy is kicking up some scheme for school the next day, and she starts to cut up this white shirt that she got. Now she's in the office with Mr. Miller, and he tells her she can stay until Pam comes to get her. Now, unbeknownst to Lucy, the little boy that she had met the day before, I think his name is Roger, he had offered to tutor her in math, and she was like, I don't want to fuck with you. You're a creep. Get away from me. So he is peeking in the office, and he sees Lucy standing by the bookcase and Mr. Miller sitting at his desk writing on some papers. This is when Lucy put her plan into effect. She pulls at her, starts screaming and pulling at her clothes, and you can see where she had pre-cut, and she ripped all of her stuff up. And then she runs out of the office and down the hallway. Return to sender, I don't want it. All right. So Pam gets to school, and the young man says, the same young man, Roger, said that Lucy ran out screaming from the principal, from the Mr. Miller's office, and that the principal wants to see her and to go to the principal's office. So the principal, of course, wants to call the cops because he, you know, no liability for the school if you've done something to this child. That's what we're going to do. But Pam says, okay, before we call the cops, let me find Lucy. Let me figure out what's going on. We'll be back in your office on Monday. All right, hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to take a twerk break. So, oh, God. So, Pam and Lucy. Pam says she'll bring in Lucy so she can exonerate or clear up this situation with Mr. Miller. So Bobby finally gets to talk to JR the next day. He asks him about his power of persuasion and how he's able to shift these votes for this cattleman association. And JR said he's been running this business and he has secrets on how he gets his power and keeps his power. And he has no intentions of telling Bobby anything. In other words, he told Bobby, mind your motherfucking business, bitch. That's pretty much how that came off. He said, as long as he's running the company, it'll stay his business. And Bobby's like, well, I'm here too. And he was like, that's cute. Go sit down in the corner, boo. I got this. So Pam runs up on Lucy and Lucy says she'll exonerate Mr. Miller if Pam keeps if she get allowed to continue to skip his school, and she becomes in cahoots with Lucy, keeping the letters about her skipping school away from her grandparents. And then Lucy gets a phone call during dinner from someone forcing a meeting with her. So Lucy asks her grandma, can she go over some boy's house? They explain that it's Roger, the boy who actually saw her fake that attack from Mr. Miller. And so they know his parents, so they think it's okay, so they give her permission. So Bobby and Pam are going to some new club opening. And this boy Roger blackmails Lucy into giving up some coochie. So while they're in the car and he trying to push all up on her, she was like, I feel better after I dance. Let's go to this new club opening. So she talks him into going to the club too. Also, who roams into the club is Ray in his hot side hoe. I don't know how many women he's fucking, but he seems to have a roster. So Lucy sees Ray and asks him for his help to get away from this little boy. And so Bobby and Pam arrive, and Lucy is trying to seduce Ray into getting him away. And Bobby sees him and punches Ray out. Ray thinks that it's about Pam. Why would you think that when his underage niece is rubbing up on you? Why would you think Bobby is mad about his wife? Common sense is just not okay. So Pam sees Roger dancing with the side hoe, whose name happened to be Maureen. And Pam tells Roger he better fix it with Mr. Miller, or she will tell her husband he was blackmailing Lucy into being with him. So Lucy is immediately into her feelings. She don't want to give Pam no quarter about getting her out of this situation. When Bobby talks, and then Bobby takes her aside and talks to her, she's like, Pam really cares for you. And she cares for you in a way that's different from our family because she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to care if you go to school. She doesn't have to care if you get an education. She doesn't have to care if you better yourself and not be in these type of situations. But she does. So it's genuine. And then Lucy comes around and then she was like, okay. And then they end up dancing the night away. And that's how the episode ended. I would have punched Lucy in her esophagus at the beginning of this episode, but that's just me. And why Ray is stuck on the fact that he thinks Bobby is jealous of him is another thing. Like, but girl, what did you talk? That doesn't even make any. Really, sis? What the fuck is going on with your mind? Like, he's stuck on Pam. Pam done moved on, but he's steady stuck on, oh, your husband is jealous of our relationship. He married her, so clearly that's not the case. But that was my retro review of Dallas Season 2, Episode 2. Season 1, Episode 2. Season 1, Episode 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.